Hey there, today we're doing a review of the Aer Day Sling 4 and the Aer Day Sling 4 Max. Here at Nomads Nation, we have been reviewing the world's best EDC and travel gear for nearly 8 years. And in this review, we're gonna tear these slings apart. We're gonna compare the slings to the previous V3 versions. We're gonna pack each one of them out so you can see what they fit, and also double check their advertised capacity. And I'll give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. And final note, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold on the Aer Day Sling 4 or its Max larger brother, I'll make 2 alternative sling suggestions that might better suit your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Aer Day Slings. This is a really exciting new drop, guys, because if you don't know, Aer is one of the biggest brands in the world of carry. And not just one of the biggest, but also one of the best. They're from San Fran. They're known for their killer urban aesthetic, but honestly what they should be known for is just their incredible ability to blend form and function. Their bags look amazing, they usually feel amazing, the features are next level, but all their bags definitely come with their own individual quirks as well. Some of them more important to know than others. Let me run you through some of the top features of these 2 slings. First up, the sizes. The Max comes in at 6 liters versus the regular is 2.5 liters. And we definitely got some changes with the aesthetic of these slings versus V3. It's a little less noticeable on the outside with the Max version, but with the regular version, the redesign is a lot more obvious. Both slings have a quick access front pocket with a new and interesting and probably very controversial gusset that comes in on a diagonal cut in this front pocket. That is fascinating to me. I have a lot to say about that. We'll talk about that in the next chapter. Both slings feature very thoughtful and intuitive organization, and I personally love the new interior materials on these slings. Aer has been slowly implementing these new fabrics into their newer versions of their bags. You can see here's the older one. It was just kind of like a crappier, darker gray, less premium looking, versus the newer version. Oh God, look at that, that's stunning. Both bags also have a hidden zippered back pocket and thick straps. Aer kept the straps consistent between both slings. We're at 1.5 inches width on these straps. And you're either gonna love that or hate that. We'll talk about why in just a minute. Capacity check for the smaller version. It's supposed to be 2.5 liters. You can see we filled out the main compartment and the front compartment with our factory grade measuring system. Not the back though, because you can see there's really no volume here. It's just like a flat sleeve. Quick dimension check first. Got about 6.5 inches height, 10 inches width, and fully packed out depth of, call it 4 inches. Now when the main compartment is fully packed out, the front pocket gives you 1/4 liter. And then when you add it in with the main compartment, right here is 2 liters. We're just a little bit over, so yeah, 2.5 liters, somewhere in that range. For the Max, we got a height of just under 8 inches, 12.5 inches width, and around 6 inches depth. Front pocket, about 1/2 liter. And the whole thing, coming in at 6 liters on the dot. These bags currently come in 5 different color and or fabric options. This is the Cordura Ballistic 1680D in black. This is the regular version of the sling when it's empty. Here it is with me walking the streets of Hong Kong. And here it is when I'm side by side next to our very handsome model, Jason Bagmoa. And same thing for the Max. Here it is on me, waltzing around like Chicago. And here you can see it side by side on myself and Jason. And just keep in mind as you're watching this review, we shot B-roll with both these bags, but obviously the smaller one is going to be the regular and the larger will be the Max. All Aer bags are covered by a brilliant lifetime warranty. They're gonna cover you for material defects and craftsmanship problems. And if you look online, Aer does a very good job of honoring that warranty. Now for the price, I actually don't know yet because we are shooting this review before these products even launch. But I have reviewed what feels like almost hundreds of Aer bags at this point. I know their brand pretty well. I'm sure the regular will come in at around 80 USD and the Max around 100 USD, somewhere in that range. And it should be noted that if at any point during this review you're thinking about making a purchase and picking one of these things up, or you just want to find out more information, we do suggest doing so with the first links in the description below. Reason being, those links make sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But also, those links help to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best gear reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the front of the Aer Day Slings. And we're gonna do this entire review side by side so you just have a really good idea of which one of these best suits your style, and most importantly, fits what you're trying to carry. But before we jump into that, let's talk about the fabric, because it might be a little confusing because you have 5 different fabric and or color options. Like I said, this is Cordura Ballistic Nylon. Cordura is a brand that makes fabrics, and they make some of the finest threads in all the land. So just fun fact, if you ever see that Cordura tag on a bag, it means it's giving you like the cream of the crop. It's really bringing the A game in terms of the fabrics. And this Cordura, Oh God, it's buttery. It's smooth. It's got a nice little sheen to it. And it's also gonna be stupid abrasion resistant. Like just, it's very durable. As for weather resistance, it's gonna give you a bit of that, like, you know, you're not gonna wanna get stuck in a monsoon with this bag, but 10 to 15 minutes of light rain, you should be fine. Which is why I think that Cordura is the best option for 90% of people. But in the case that you just really dig technical fabrics, or you need that extra weather resistance, that's when you're gonna wanna consider X-Pack or Ultra. I got 2 Aer bags, X-Pack here, Ultra here. Both of these fabrics are really high tech. And they're basically plastic, but really high quality plastic, but because they're plastic, it means that they're basically waterproof. Not the bags as a whole, because they have seams in all the edges, right, and around the zippers, so don't throw the bags in a river. But the fabrics themselves are extremely weather resistant, and it makes the bag as a whole much more weather resistant than the Cordura versions. And Aer gives a little bit of pop of color. Ultra, you get some mint interior. And for X-Pack, you get that neon orange interior. But again, for most people, I think the Cordura is where it's at. Let's talk about the front pockets. To access them, you got a YKK PU coated zipper. YKK, unanimously a perfect zipper choice, the best zipper brand in the world. But the PU coating will be a bit more controversial. Reason being, you see that plastic sort of shine right there? That's what the PU coating is. It's actually polyurethane, which is plastic, and plastic can peel over time depending on different circumstances. How much humidity does the bag get exposed to? How much sunlight is directly exposed to? But if you're seeking extra weather resistance, then PU coating will help to keep out rain by at least an additional 30%, at least based on our internal testing. Pros and cons there. Also a pro and a con, let's talk about this interior, because you got this diagonal slash gusseted divider, which I think is going to be divisive in its own way. I like it though. It's gonna split the pocket in two and give you a bit more organization, but on the flip side, if you wanna carry something bigger, like your phone, okay, we can get the phone, just barely get my phone in there on this side of the pocket, but that's what's happening, right? We're compromising packing space for larger things. Which is why these pockets are ideal for your smaller things that you want fast access to. Battery, AirPods, backup headphones, why not? Multi-tool, and then you got a key leash on here as well. Now for the Max, you're gonna get a ton more organization, right? So those 4 things are gonna fit in one pocket by itself with plenty of room to spare. Just some notes on like the size differences if you're having a hard time. I think it comes down to 2 factors. One, your size, literally how tall or big you are, and also the size of the gear that you're carrying. For me, as you can see with the Max, when I'm walking around with it, I think it looks a little bit big on me. It's just bulky, and I'm 5'8", right? So it doesn't work as well with my body type. So I'm going team regular, non-Max all day. Also, I don't carry a lot of stuff in my sling. If I'm gonna carry more stuff, I'm just gonna go a backpack all day. But if you are taller, like if you're 6'3", this thing's gonna be very, very tiny on you. The Max won't look quite as awkward. But no matter your size, if you just carry a ton of gear, you're gonna wanna go with the Max anyways, because this is just kind of like your typical pocket reliever, versus the Max, it's got some balls to it. You know, it can really carry a lot more stuff. Like just to showcase, if this gusset weren't here, we could actually fit a water bottle. Actually, you know what? We can still get a water bottle in the Max by itself. The gusset is making it weird. It's kind of suspending it, right? But you can just see how actually large these pockets are. Ooh, and here's something interesting, and I'm gonna go ahead and pat myself on the back here, because I told y'all this was coming, where Aer is now giving you a removable and relocatable key leash. You can tie it into here, or you can tie it into here. This is the natural evolution of bags, guys. Like, only a few brands were doing this. Shout out to Tom Bin. Y'all have been rocking this for, I assume, decades now. And slowly but surely, all the other carry brands are catching on to it, because who wants your key leash sewn into the bag, right? This little knot system gives great versatility. We've been doing it at Firo, my bag company. Rework's been doing it, and soon all the bag companies will be doing this. And good thing. Makes sense. So for me in the large sling, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my little Peak Design tote right there. Sunglasses. Sky's the limit, guys. This pocket is impressively huge. Props to Aer, actually, really well designed. You can see that you've got extra space at the top of the pocket. A lot of times on slings, these top pockets feel very tight, very inaccessible. Aer has just designed these so well to have their own volume and make them very easy just to use and run with. Like this. It's very well designed. Last note on the fronts, we've got these Hypalon tabs on either side of the front zipper. These just give you a little bit extra grip when you're opening and closing. And speaking of grip real fast, Aer's new Hypalon, dude, these are sticky. And this is sticky, and this is sticky. And these new zipper pulls are an upgrade to their old zipper pulls, which is the good old-fashioned Aer Dingleberry, which was had a plastic head, and I liked the look, but it was really like karate chopping you at all times, and they did have a tendency to break, or so I read online. So these are better, but they're sticky. The stickiness is actually awesome because it does give you really like an ease of opening and closing, but afterwards you kind of feel like is there like does it touch like honey or something, you know? There's no stickiness, maybe like a light little bit. I think it will settle over time, but just something to be aware of if you're like really OCD. Next up, let's talk about the middle of the Aer Day Slings. We've got some differences in our organization. For the regular version, we have a back sleeve and then 2 pockets, key leash, and a zippered power mesh pocket on the opening front flap. Now for the Max, we have our tech sleeve as well, plus another sleeve, air tag tracker right here. Fun fact, I cannot find the air tag tracker in the regular version. If you find it, please let me know where it is. And these look like lining pockets, but they're actually not. Just sort of a fold, and then the 2 elasticy pockets and the power mesh pocket on the flip side as well. All right, let's talk about big gear first, and big gear in terms of like a sling. Because 6 liters is a big sling in my opinion. Like I'd rather just get a 10-liter backpack. I think it's more comfortable and easy to carry and not as bulky. But again, I'm a short king, I'm 5'8", so like, you know, that makes sense. 13.5-inch tablet. This is, ooh, we're so close, guys. Actually, we can make it work. I do not really recommend it. So you can see we're pushing into the corners a bit, but it absolutely fits. It's just really pushing on the corners here, which is why Aer very clearly states this is only big enough for an 11. But I wanna let you know, you 13ers out there and 13.5ers, that it can work, but it's not suggested. You can see here our 11.5-inch tablet is a lovely fit. Nice little padding here. Second sleeve, possibly good for a book. Let's see. The sleeve actually has a little bit of volume to it. So you can see, tablet, book. I'm gonna throw some snacks, some gum. But actually, let me just take it back a notch real fast, because I'm taking up some bulk because I want to just explain to you or show to you maximum like bottom capacity. So you can see this sling really opens up. You've got a lot of real estate down here. So if you do have a larger water bottle and an umbrella and your sunglasses, right? Oh, we can actually do more. And the book? Holy crap. And the book. It's still going. And the tote. And the gum. And the charger. That's impressive for capacity. But now this thing is an American football on steroids, right? So we just got a lot of bulk going on. And then just to compare it with the smaller version, you're only gonna fit up to an 8.3-inch tablet in this sleeve, which we don't have for a prop. So you can see I just put my phone back there. This is an iPhone 13, snack, wallet, and we got, you know, there's a little bit of space here. We get an umbrella in there, but you know, like, you know, we're struggling, right? Like my little umbrella, I thought it might squeeze in. That's not happening. Water bottle, not gonna happen. Glasses case, nice. Top power mesh pocket, also a good spot potentially for your shades. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, you get the story. You see the picture that I'm trying to paint. Big sling for large stuff, basically replacing a small backpack. Tiny little guy, just meant to be a pocket reliever. 2 last notes. First, both slings underneath the zippers have these lash points right here. And these just allow you to clip things externally to your sling in case you want. Like in Asia, I live in Hong Kong. We see a lot of people utilize that for either charms for decoration or for quick access hand sanitizer. But one thing to note is the Max version, we have a very nice, easy to grab handle, but the regular version, no handle, which is going to be a deal breaker for many on this sling. Not a big deal for me. I've always said like I don't necessarily need a top handle. I do get the appeal. It's nice to have a little bit of leverage when you're moving around the street. And it's especially nice when you use this and you put it in your backpack. Many people like to double up their slings as their tech pouches, so this allows you to place it inside your backpack and easily retrieve it. I have to say this handle is gorgeous. It is a beautiful material, basically a seatbelt webbing, plenty of room to grab, very well stitched on either side, very clean bar tack stitching. Looks nice. Now real fast guys, before we jump into the next section and talk about the harness system and that awesome hidden little back pocket, I want to let you know that if you are enjoying this review and you're new to Nomads Nation, welcome. Again, our mission here at Nomads Nation is to show you the best gear for your life on the move. And if that's something that you really dig, sort of like that trifecta between carry and EDC and travel, then then you should definitely check out the Nomads Nation newsletter. In that newsletter, you can look at me like your reporter in the field, where I'm coming to you in your inbox on a weekly basis, and I'm bringing you the top deals, the limited edition drops, industry gossip and trends, and everything in between. I'm really proud of the newsletter because it's a way to take a deeper dive into this industry. I love this industry so much so that I don't just review bags and gear, but I also started my own bag and gear companies. So it's a very unique perspective, and I'm really proud of what we did with the newsletter. And if you want to sign up, you can do so by looking for this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. Let's talk about the back of the Aer Day Slings. Both slings have a top little handle. This is a way for you to potentially carry your sling, but most likely to hang your sling. I love these. These come very in handy, especially when you're traveling with a sling. You end up in a less than ideal bathroom, to put it mildly. It's just very nice to be able to hang your bag in those less than ideal situations. Back pockets, these are freaking awesome, not just on these slings, but really any slings. Aer's lip design is quite nice too because it gives it a smooth opening and closing. These pockets are very flat. They're not designed to carry bulkier bits of gear. Flat items like a passport or a passport-sized notebook, easy fit, and it's an easy fit on both. Obviously, given its smaller size, the regular version is gonna be a little bit tighter and more difficult to get in and out of. But for me, this is where my wallet is always going if I'm using this as an EDC, and if I'm traveling with this sling, which I highly recommend traveling with a sling. Travel backpack on the back, sling on the front, and then use that back pocket right here for your passport, wallet, boarding pass, any documents, it all goes there. It's nice and secure, while also giving you quick access. Finally, let's discuss comfort. Aer didn't need to put an 1.5 inch shoulder strap on the small sling, but they did. And a lot of people are gonna love that. For me, it's a little overkill, but actually I've grown to appreciate it a bit more over the months, let's say, maybe even the years. I used to like a thinner shoulder strap, but there's something about this that feels a bit more masculine. It sits on the shoulders quite comfortably, and if the sling is very, very packed out, unlike a thinner strap, it's not gonna really cut into you. But also it's not like there's too much going on here. I'm really glad that Aer didn't put like a padded landing pad or something. It just would have been too much. This gets the job done. Now, some people will think though that maybe that would have been necessary for the 6-liter sling, because we got a lot of weight in here, right? We're doing tablets and potential water bottles and umbrellas and tech. And then in that case, it may have been nice to have maybe some sort of landing pad right here, like actually think like a padded section on the shoulder strap. Then when you're carrying it, whatever mode you want to carry, just gives you a little bit extra relief. For me though, I'm cool with this. This is a gorgeous nylon webbing. Again, same material that's used on seatbelts. We got hardware right here. I think Aer works with Woojin. Nope, Duraflex, I'm wrong. But Duraflex and Woojin, cream of the crop again. Best hardware makers in the game. I like this harness system too because it's not complicated, guys. You just tighten this hardware or loosen this hardware and give it a little pull and it automatically adjusts on this hardware and it just works so well. I really don't like it personally when slings overcomplicate the harness system. Like you look like some Black Ember slings. There's like 17 different like points that you have to do. And like for some people that's nice because you can get to like probably an elite level of comfort. But someone like me, I find it absolutely maddening. I just want to keep it simple. Also, it's a very comfortable strap positioning. And talking about that, like there's a lot of different ways to wear this sling. Some slings are designed just to be a great crossbody. Like at Firo with my bag brand, when we made the Sitta sling, it's just to go here and here, right? Crossbody either on the front or the back. But that's not the only way to do this. Aer has given a lot of versatility with this sling, where you can see when the sling's being worn on me, here's the Max being worn in the front or worn in the back. But for me, the Max, with my size and my carrying preferences, I found it best like this. Kind of like that crossbody messenger mode. It's in a really nice place. You got the handle right here, and this sling actually sort of feels a bit more like a messenger in that sense, especially when it's fully packed out. I was in my zone like this. I actually grew to love the sling a lot more than I thought I would walking around with it outside in this carrying mode. Single shoulder though, like the non-crossbody, didn't work as well. I was able to kind of walk around a bit, but it's just not designed very well for that. So for me, if I'm rocking the Max, I'm doing it in this position 90% of the time. But for the small one, I'm going chest probably, dude. Like this is really well designed as a crossbody. You can see how the straps, you got this one coming at this angle and this one here. So when you're rocking it right here on the chest, it works very, very well. But because of the size, you're not gonna really rock this in crossbody messenger as much, but it does work in that mode as well. It just kind of looks a little strange and it's so small, right? You need a bit more bulk here to make that mode work. Now with the hardware being right here, it's big, it's bulky, it's loud, it's proud. Some people hate this. They think that you're opening yourself up to theft. You can see, clip that right into place. So, you know, for me, never something that I've been super bothered about, but also if you live in a dangerous area, something to keep in mind. And one last note on the Max version, we do have a dangle stopper right here, just because there is a lot more excess nylon, especially if you're wearing this sling very tight. So this dangle stopper helps keep our protester, No Dangle Dan, a happy camper. See you next time, little guy. Last trick on the harness system. We get these requests a lot to do the shortest length and the longest length. For the regular version, we're at about 57 inches at its longest and around 28 inches at its shortest. For the Max, we're at about 55 inches and then around 30 inches. All right, y'all, this is the most crucial part of the review. Let's jump into the overall pros and cons of the Aer Day Sling Quattros. Pro number one is gonna just be the absolutely world-class materials and fabrics you're getting on both slings. Pro number two is just how comfortable of a wear they both are. And pro number three, they just do such an amazing job with volume. Nothing is difficult to access. Everything is easy to grab. Aer has done it again with their bag-making wizardry. These slings are just a joy to use. But on the flip side, all bags have cons, and here are some that you should consider, potentially. Con number one is gonna be the lack of a top handle with the regular version. Con number two for many people is the fact that the shoulder strap cannot detach. And con number three, I do suspect many people will hate this diagonal gusset. I like it. I commend Aer for taking a risk, but I understand it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. Okay, let's say these pros and cons, mash them together and give you our overall scores. Should be noted, for the overall scores, they're personal, just based on my experience using these bags. And we're actually gonna have to do these scores one by one. For the 2.5 liter, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 on comfort. It's small, it's not gonna be uncomfortable, but you just got a killer shoulder strap and harness system configuration, making it a dream to wear. For value, 4.5 out of 5. Aer, they're so annoying because they make some of the best gear in the world and their prices are so much lower than you'd expect. It's definitely a marketing strategy on their part and it's a brilliant one. They don't make it probably as much profit per bag, but that's enabled them to grow so much faster and to have so many more people buy into their ecosystem. So Aer's value proposition is always very hard to complain about. My overall score for this guy, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Personally, it's just a great sling. I'm going to wear this. 2.5 liters is a sweet spot. Flip it over to the larger sling. Comfort, this is gonna vary a bit. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. Again, personal, it's just too much weight for me in a sling, and maybe it would have been nicer to have a little bit more padding on the shoulder strap. Your results may vary though, depending on what you want. I just think this one will be a bit more controversial on the comfort scale. Value though, also 4.5 out of 5. It's just Aer doing what they do. And for my overall score, I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 out of 5. I just think that large slings are a bit more niche. Small slings are where it's at. If you're on many baggers or you read the YouTube comments, like most people are getting slings in the 1 to 3 liter range. And these, you know, it's for the few and the proud who like to just really maximize their sling capacity. And just a reminder, if you agree with these overall scores and you are as smitten by these slings as I am, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend doing so with the first links in the description. Remember, those links make sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's where you'll find them. But if you're not quite sold on the Aer Day Slings, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you are new to the channel, you should definitely check out our leaderboards ranking video. This is where myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation team, we get together and pick our favorite bags in different bag categories. And it's the best way for you to see what the best options are on the market. I've gone ahead and linked that above. Also, if you're not aware, here at Nomads Nation, after reviewing around 300 bags, I got this fiery passion to start my own bag brand. And I did. It's called Firo, and we've launched an EDC bag, a sling bag, and a travel bag. Our specialty is making gear for modern professionals to keep them streamlined and focused. And I'm really proud about what we're building there. You can learn more at firo.co or again with the links in the description. But if we're very close with these guys, let me give you 2 bags that might get you a little bit closer. My first alternative is going to be the Rework Toshi Slings. There's 3 of them. They got a 2.5, a 5 liter, and a 6 liter. So they got all these sizes covered. And it's a great pick for you if you're looking for a sling that has a bit more features to it. I don't think the Rework Toshi slings look anywhere as nice as Aer, and they definitely don't feel as nice. Aer uses more premium materials. But Rework Toshi, man, they got some really cool features. A killer external carry system, and it's one of the most hyped slings of the past few years. And my second alternative is gonna be the Alpaca Vertex. Great pick for you if you're looking for a sling in these sizes. The Vertex pouch comes in 2 sizes, pretty similar. But you really want your sling to double up more as a pouch. The Alpaca Vertex pouch, as the name suggests, has a removable shoulder strap, a killer self-standing design, tons of internal capacity, and you can also wear it as a sling. And I love it. And I love the rework Toshi as well. And I love these guys. Honestly, all the slings are great. You just gotta, the hard part is finding which one best suits your needs. So if you want to continue adventuring down the rabbit hole and learn more about the two alternatives, you can do so by watching these videos right here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you guys next time.